Rising everyone, CEO Gana Lee JSD. Just saying hello to everybody. Um, just here doing some research, trying to figure out what's going on with my computer, and all of a sudden I noticed that there's a lot of governments around the world that are now stepping down and resigning. We have the Dutch Prime Minister. The Dutch Prime Minister resigns over child benefit scandal. You have the Estonia president, prime minister. He's resigning over corruption allegations. And then we have Merkel. Um, she's also stepping down. And we have also, I believe um, we also have Putin, which I was surprised, who is calling for a reconstruction of his party. And just want to show you here if you can see that. It is kind of crazy that all of these governments right now are actually really great grand rising, great grand rising. All these governments are resigning all at one time. Now, not exactly sure what's going on. I know there's problems over there in Japan as well. You see what's going on over here in the United States. Lots of things that are happening. Right now, I understand that there's upwards towards 50,000 troops plus all over Washington right now. And Washington seems to be completely shut down. Anybody from Washington out there, if you can get anything out of there, I heard that they shut down almost all lines of communication and stuff like that around that Washington area. So um, hopefully you got some co-creation communities over there that you guys are able to depend on and support each other, because at this point in time that's what it's all about. But governments around the world right now, for some reason, are collapsing, resigning. And Merkel, she wasn't going anywhere anytime soon. And you should see some of the pictures that they have, and see if I can get some images up here. So I can get some images up here about what she looks like. Now that's Merkel right now, what she's looking like. And she isn't looking too good in terms of what's happening with her right now. So this is surprising. Just a few days, a week before the inauguration of the supposed Biden presidency. Well, one of the things about this inauguration and why Trump may not be um, going to it is because, remember, we are in a corporation, and what Trump did during his presidency, he collapsed the corporation. The corporation is no longer. So we're no longer in the corporation of the United States. We're back into a constitutional republic. So being that we're back in a constitutional republic, and the normal inauguration for a constitutional republic is usually March 4th. It was changed during FDR. I believe it was FDR changed it to January 2020, in January. Um, and when you start looking at the 13th Amendment, the original 13th Amendment, um, it also was changed so that this now will be considered to be more of a how can I say, a not a constitutional republic, but they turned it into a corporation. And before they changed that 13th Amendment, no attorneys or lawyers were allowed to actually serve in the government because they take an oath to the attorney general, which means that they're under the government. The government is actually overseeing them. So it is a major conflict of interest for any attorney to be even in public office. And what are all these people in public office? They're all attorneys. But right now, we have, you know, governments around the world resigning. And I wonder why. It's Estonia, Germany. We have Putin, who's asking for a a reconstruction of his government. That's major. And so keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. I just wanted to get this out there real quick so then that way you know what's going on, because they done shut down just about every lines of communication that you can think of. And they're sanitizing just about everything. So I hope I don't get kicked off of YouTube for this, because this is some serious stuff that's going on here. But their major players in this world government are resigning. And, it's interesting, after the FBI found out, their reports, that they have admitted that I think it was Italy that was also involved in some of this election stuff, and also some people over there in London was involved in a lot of this election stuff here in the United States as well. So it's going to be interesting in the next few days as to see exactly what's happening. I don't know if anything's going to be happening this weekend, but next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever, just, be on your P's and Q's. Just make sure that, you have your family close to you. You're next to people that you can trust. And we should probably be doing this anyway right now. That's why we're developing these co-creation communities all over the place. Make sure that you have your medical forms, so then that way, if this mass vaccination things, which is really a fake, if you've been seeing some videos on that about how these people are getting these vaccination shots and going and are now starting to convulse, they're shaking up and down and they can't control their body functions. It's insane, just insane. But it's just make sure that you have those. If you don't, again, contact us. Contact me at the website that I told you, at the email that I gave out to everybody. Contact us over there, and we'll get those things out. There's a major embassy that has already developed, so that we'll be able to make sure that we're bringing people into the fold that want to be indigenous. I know there's a lot of people out there that know about. There's a lot of people out there have no clue about who and what they are deep down inside. But I believe that there's been a great awakening over the last several months and also over the last several weeks about all the things that are going on and why we need to really begin to start homing in on ourselves as indigenous beings, checking in on your land rights. I mean, all this has everything to do with it. Everything that's going on now in this government, you got the Chinese people coming over here, committing war against our people, and they are committing war against our people. We have absolutely no protections whatsoever. Once this political process changes hands, if it does change hands, I'm not even sure if it's going to change hands, and we still have to wait until about March 4th and a little bit after that to see exactly what's really happening. But just make sure you stay, if you're watching the regular news, you're already behind the ball game, because they're not telling you anything that's happening right now. They're not really telling you anything. There's a lot of stuff that's going on with the stuff that happened on the 6th. So the stuff that happened on the 6th, one of the things that they're not telling anybody as well is that Trump was giving and this is not a pro-Trump thing. This is just all about this getting information out there. But Trump was giving a speech. He didn't finish his speech until about 12:45 or so, where he was giving his speech, and all the people that were supporting him were walking over to the Capitol. Well, it took 45 minutes for them to walk over to the Capitol. By the time some of the Trump people got there, they had already broken into the Capitol buildings and started all the stuff that they were doing. And now what you're finding out is that a lot of these people that are getting arrested, they're finding out that they were Antifa and Black Lives Matters people. And there was one guy who got arrested who was a son of a judge here, here in the Northeast, where we're at. I believe it was up there in New York. So lots of stuff that's going on. So if you got any news out there, make sure that you're trying to get it out. But most importantly, make sure that you have your the medical forms put out there by KUSA right now. That is a very, very, very major thing to have in order for you to make sure you get out of the vaccination stuff. But right now, we have major companies around the world, major governments around the world resigning. One notably, Germany, Estonia, Russia is asking to be reconfigured. So stay alert, guys. Stay alert. Stay alert. We'll see what's going to be transpiring. Love you all and appreciate everybody for tuning in. Take care. Peace. Great grand rising to us all.